Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Four podcast. Unfortunately, Luke and Alex will not be able to join us today. But
they just don't put in the dedication that we do.
That's right. We'll power through. Big topic of the week. What in the world happened to Ohio State? They lost to Iowa. That's okay. Iowa's a pretty good team. But they lost to Rutgers. They lost to, as Mike says, stupid Rutgers. The worst team in the Big Ten. What happened to Ohio State?
Rutgers is a good basketball team. We've seen it. We've seen flashes from them this year.
Is that why they lost by 40 points to Purdue today?
Well, that's why they went on the road and beat Miami. And they did lose. Who they lose to? Wagner on the road, but that's a tough place to play. Miami almost beat Florida State, so that's a good win. Great win. Rutgers. They can muck the game up and make it tough on you. Wesson, even though Eugene Omowarie didn't play, it's still a great Rutgers team. And Purdue is red hot right now. I wouldn't want to play them. They're probably a 4 seed in the tournament. That's how hot they are right now. But, Ohio State, I called this. I knew this was going to happen because Rutgers is a good team, and Ohio State was coming off an emotional loss.
Yeah, Ohio State sucks. I've been saying it all year. They're probably the 9th best team in the Big Ten. I'm thinking about putting Northwestern ahead of them at this point.
Oh, yeah. Northwestern.
According to Fox Sports, Northwestern is one of the first 4 out. And Mike was absolutely slandering. You were absolutely slandering Northwestern after Michigan barely beat them in Evanston earlier this year.
What are you talking about?
You were slandering them. It was embarrassing. A bad look for the
I was
podcast.
slandering them? What did I say?
You were slandering them. You were saying they were a terrible team and they weren't even close to a tournament team. And they're going to make the tournament.
Obviously, you can go 3-15 in this conference and be a bubble team.
That's not true, because, actually, you look at a team like Rutgers that Ohio State loses to. Rutgers is going to win 1 game in conference, and that's going to be their 1 win.
No. They'll beat Penn State.
Nope.
Penn State's awful.
Nope. Penn State and Illinois are far better teams. Rutgers is awful. How do you lose to Rutgers? How do you lose to Rutgers? Awful.
Well, Rutgers. Listen, the RAC's a tough place to play.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is. It's a harder place to play than Bryce Jordan Center.
Not a tough place to play.
Ridiculous. You don't know your basketball. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous the fact that you think Rutgers is going to win another conference game.
I think they'll win 4 or 5 this year. I think they'll upset somebody else.
They're the worst team in the conference. It's not even close.
Listen, they should.
State embarrassingly loses stuff. Ohio State is not a tournament team right now if I'm making my bracket.
Okay, then. That's ridiculous. They beat Creighton on the road. They beat Purdue out of conference.
That's true. They did beat Purdue out of conference.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers.
They were very close to beating Duke, but they lost to them.
Okay. Well, Rutgers almost beat Wagner, and they barely lost to them. So.
Oh, Wagner. Okay. All right. Are we good with this?
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the second-ranked team in the country. Hopefully, with a win this weekend, the new number 1 team in the country.
Nope.
Pretty good week. What?
Nope. Virginia will be the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah. Actually, if they win out this week, they will be. If they finish this game out against Virginia Tech, if they beat Duke, they'll be number 1. But I don't think they're going to.
What's the score of that game?
What?
What's the score of that game?
Yeah, they were winning by like 20.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good week for Michigan. They defeated a very good Illinois team on the road and then handled Northwestern at home. What is your reaction to this big week from the Wolverines?
Well, my reaction is Michigan plays teams that are always like on a downward spiral. They got Wisconsin, they've lost like 4 in a row. Northwestern, they've won 1 conference game. It was against Illinois, and Michigan just beat Illinois. So Michigan with a really, really brutal schedule to start the Big Ten season, with about 5 straight home games, and now they got basically another home game because Wisconsin's playing like crap right now. So they're a tournament team. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, really?
You know what? They're a bubble team. I don't know if they'll make it this year.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're going to be a one. They're going to be the 1 seed.
Nah, I don't know about that. Virginia's going to sweep everybody. They're going to go undefeated this year. Michigan's going to lose to somebody.
You know, I was very impressed. I was more impressed with the Illinois win. We've had a lot of home games of late.
Oh, yeah? You mean every game?
But we went on the road. That's a really tough place to play. Probably the toughest place in the Big Ten to play.
Oh, my gosh. That's ridiculous.
I beat a very good team on the road. I mean, Illinois kept themselves in the game. Illinois is a fringe tournament team. They're a bubble team.
Yeah, they've got to get to 5 wins first before they can be included in anything.
Well, they're a good team. That's a good win. Northwestern win. Absolutely handled Northwestern in a similar way to what Michigan State did Northwestern at home.
Well, no, it's different. Because Vic Law did not play in that game, and Vic Law played against us, and we still beat him by more, so.
You look at how Michigan State beat them at home and how Michigan played them on the road, and everybody was freaking out because Michigan State beat them by more. But
Northwestern didn't have Vic Law. They're their number one scorer. He's their offense.
There's no excuses.
And we gave up less points to them at home, so I guess we're a better defense.
No.
No? You want to start comparing?
No. All right. Well, anyways, it all evens out now. Michigan's a better team. That's the bottom line.
Better than Northwestern? I'd hope so.
No, and then Michigan State.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's move on to a lesser team. Michigan State. A couple of good wins this week. Well, one good win this week. They beat Purdue, and then somehow their game against Penn State was broadcasted on CBS and CBS.
Oh,
so
God.
What's your reaction to Michigan State's week?
Shout out to the Bryce Jordan Center for being the number 1 home court advantage in the Big Ten. That place was absolutely rocking. Fans are on their feet. You could hear a pin drop, but, sometimes that happens. My gosh, Penn State has the worst home court advantage of any power conference team I've ever seen. It is so bad. And they were full. The fans were there. They just weren't cheering. I swear to God. The place was full and nobody was cheering. So, okay, we've seen your football team. You care about that. I know your basketball team sucks, but still. I mean, come on, man. But let's get to the games. Purdue, that's a impressive win. Purdue is the hottest team in the conference right now. So, that's a great win.
Actually, I'd give it to the team that's won 17 games in a row. I'll give them the hottest team in the conference.
No, that win over Rutgers solidified them being the best team in the conference.
Really tough team.
Yep. Purdue, great team. Carson Edwards held them to 11 points. Matt McQuaid, the best defender in the Big Ten. Better than Charles Matthews on the ball. He can do everything.
Yeah, you're right. He is better than Charles Matthews on the ball, but he's not better than Simpson on the ball.
Oh, he's better than Simpson. Simpson didn't shut down Edwards like he did.
We haven't played Purdue yet.
Oh, really?
No, doesn't matter.
Well, he was held to 11 points on 3 for 15 shooting. So, and then the next game he went out and put up 40 against Wisconsin in a win. So,
the thing is, he had an off night against Michigan State, and he was dead on when they played Michigan, and Simpson still held.
Oh, please! The shots Matt McQuaid was forcing him to shoot were just they were contested.
He had a lot. I watched the game. He had a lot of open looks.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
please! No, Ryan Klein had a lot of open looks
against Michigan, and Simpson was all over him the entire game. He had a great game. He was shooting from all over the place and making ridiculous shots. But he had wide open shots against Michigan State, and he wasn't hitting them. Ridiculous.
That's absurd. Listen, he was shut down. Ryan Klein wasn't shut down. He's a really good player. That big guy they have, forgot his name, freshman, he's good. Purdue, Matt Painter's the 3rd best coach in the Big Ten, and he's coaching them up. A great coaching job by him. He's got a ball hog point guard, and he's still got a great team. So this is a good week. Penn State sucks. Lamar Stevens can't shoot a 3-pointer if you paid him. I think he had 2 air balls from back there. And Pat Chambers is gone at the end of the year. So, great things happening for the Penn State program. But pretty good week, solidifying us as the best team in the Big Ten.
Yeah, Penn State's not good. The Purdue win, that was fine. We had a good team at home, fine. Win's a win. Michigan State is not the best team in the Big Ten. That's ridiculous.
You're right.
Look at all the matrix.
You're right. They aren't.
Stats.
They aren't. Rutgers is better.
Look at all the stats and all the little matrix that I know all you Michigan State fans love to analyze, overanalyze all day. All you guys do is look up stats to prove why you think you're better than Michigan.
No, I don't care about the stats.
You know what stat that matters? You know what stat matters?
Strength of schedule. Strength of schedule matters.
Strength of record matters, and Michigan's number
You
one.
You played a UCF schedule. Of course you'll have a UCF record.
Strength of record, which means you beat the good team.
I'm pretty sure UCF was top 5 in strength of record. So,
no, that's ridiculous. That's not true.
No, it was true.
No, it's not. You just made that up.
No, it's true. Look it up.
By the way, I want to take a look at some of the. I just want to comment on a couple of Michigan's wins earlier in the season that you said were not good wins and have really turned into much better wins.
Oh, which ones?
South Carolina.
At South Carolina at home, no. And I will give them credit. They're one of the best teams in the SEC despite being under 500. But it was at home, so it wasn't a great win right there.
South Carolina is a great basketball team. The SEC is a good conference, and South Carolina's right up there, undefeated in conference.
Well, since you want to pat yourself on the back, I'll pat my team on the back. What a win over Florida. Florida's a really good team. They almost beat Tennessee. Tournament team. Great coach. Best defense in the country, Florida.
Okay. Look at another one, Western Michigan. I look at a Western Michigan team.
What now?
That just was basically tied with Buffalo the entire game. And Michigan beat them.
Yeah, by like 5 points. But at home.
We beat them by 8, actually.
Oh, wow, 8 points. What a team, Michigan, beating terrible teams by 8.
I'll take a look here at another one, Norfolk State. Norfolk State's looking like a tournament team right now. They're looking at like the best team in the Mid-Eastern Atlanta.
All right.
Looking like the best team in the MEAC.
How about, what a win for Michigan State. You got Texas and UCLA. UCLA with that big comeback at Oregon. My gosh, what a team. Even though they did lose, they did just lose to
Texas. Texas sucked all week.
Nope, Texas, great loss over Kansas. They had a chance to win that game.
Yeah, they lost the game.
They beat Kansas State on the road. That's a tough place to play.
You look at another team here. Holy Cross, 11-7. That win's overlooked. A lot of these games on here. I mean,
it's not overlooked because the teams that are doing good, Michigan barely beat. So.
Well, how about George Washington, 5-11?
Okay, now you've lost me. How about that win over? How about that 70-point win over Tennessee Tech for us? That's panning out pretty well.
Chattanooga, 8-10, good win. All right, that's enough. Moving on.
Florida Gulf Coast.
What?
Florida Gulf Coast. What a great win that was.
Oh, no. Okay, moving on to the conference scoreboard. We have Maryland over Minnesota, Iowa over Northwestern, Nebraska over Penn State, Maryland over Indiana, Purdue over Wisconsin, Minnesota over Rutgers, Nebraska over Indiana, Maryland over Wisconsin. Any reactions to any of these games?
Yeah, Indiana is not a good basketball team. They're just not good. Maryland is turning into a pretty good team, although they almost choked it to Wisconsin. I would have put them number 3 if they didn't choke away that lead. Wisconsin's really not playing well at all. Minnesota's a pretty decent team. They'll make the tournament. Good win over Rutgers. But Nebraska's the 3rd best team in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, I disagree. I think Maryland's their best team in the Big Ten, and I know they almost lost that game.
You can't choke to Wisconsin.
But they dominated most of the game. They're playing really well. I was surprised later about Team of the Week. They're definitely a candidate for that. The NCAA Team of the Week. They had a great week. Minnesota's a good team that beat them. Nebraska is playing well. They're right up there. It's going to be a tough game for Michigan State this week. Wisconsin sucks. Indiana not playing very well right now. I think they're a good team talent-wise. they'll get it together. And as Dan Duckett says, they're a top 10 team in the country. So they'll figure it out. Archie Miller, last night he was very disappointed in his team. So didn't really give the effort that he wanted, and that's a little concerning.
All the Indiana fans want him fired, so that's a good sign.
Well, you got a guy like Juwan Morgan, who's one of their best players, and if you're ridiculing this team for not having a lot of effort, he's got to be right at the top there as a senior. So
oh my gosh, he's the only guy in that team that can score.
I'll take Romeo Langford.
Oh, overrated. They don't play any defense. Nebraska shredded them apart, and Nebraska plays good defense. Indiana sucks. Maryland's a good team, but I would have put them number 3. But like I said, they almost choked to Wisconsin, which is unexcusable. Wisconsin, I think they're averaging about 28 points a game the past four games, so that's ridiculous. You can't do that.
Okay.
Shout out to Rutgers. Shout out to Rutgers, though, for a good week.
Rutgers is awful.
That's ridiculous.
Okay. Let's move on. How about this? How about the greatest pick in Big Four podcast history? Basketball or football? My pick. Syracuse to defeat Duke, and what happened? Syracuse defeats Duke because Jim Boeheim owns Coach K. Coach K can't beat rivals. How about that? I gotta get the soundbite from last week. I got absolutely ridiculed from you, Alex, and Luke calling me a terrible person. I was called a terrible human from Syracuse. I was told by Alex that we don't get any views on this because I picked Syracuse. I was told by Luke that this is why I'm so far behind the pick. But what a pick! Syracuse over Duke. And if Michigan beats Wisconsin and Duke beats Virginia, Michigan will be the number 1 team in the nation next week.
Well, Virginia is going to stomp Duke, so don't worry about that.
Okay. What's your reaction to this big win for the Orange?
Well, my preseason
Final Four team, which I might have to put back in there.
Yeah, you know what? Jim Boeheim is the Mark D'Antonio of college basketball. He's proven it again. He somehow wins against top 10 teams when he shouldn't. Happens every year, just like Coach D. He goes to random Final Fours, just like Coach D. So, really good coach. Good win. Tyus battles. Chukwu's was the best player on the floor, not Zion yesterday. Chukwu's nasty. No, I'm serious. Chukwu just outplayed him completely. So, and let's ignore the injuries because Cam Reddish sucks. Trey Jones is good. That'll be a tough thing to recover from for Duke. Who knows how long he'll be out? But
excuses from Duke fans already with the injuries.
Yeah, you can't lose at home. If we lost at home to Syracuse, all the Michigan fans would say we can't have any opinion on anything. But if Duke loses at home to Syracuse, and everybody's like, "Oh, it happens sometimes." That's BS.
Well, no, it's a little different though because Syracuse is a big rival. They're a big rival.
Oh, okay. So if they lost to Wake at home.
Am I the only person that knows about the Syracuse-Duke rivalry?
It's just not a thing.
It is a thing. 100% it's a thing.
Listen.
If you're not Syracuse fans, it is a thing.
I don't know what's with Syracuse and making half-court shots against Duke, though. My gosh.
How about that? What a shot. Yeah. Syracuse, typical week for them. Lose to Georgia Tech at home and go to Cameron and win.
Yep.
They're turning into the Seattle Seahawks of college basketball. I don't know.
They're turning into the Michigan State of college basketball.
No. Good win. Syracuse is a very good team. Duke, a little overrated. They'll drop 5 or 6. Drops 5 or 6 probably this week.
Yeah, we should be ahead of them. 100%.
Michigan State will probably move ahead of them?
No, we won't. They'll probably be at 2. They'll move Michigan down probably.
Okay, this will be a new thing we have. Every week we will name our team of the week in all of college basketball. Who's your team of the week this week?
This is a tough one. I got to go with the Oregon State Beavers, undefeated in conference play. They're getting great contributions from their secondary people. I don't even know who they have on that team. But listen, Oregon State's the best team in the Pac-12. I got to give them props for destroying UCLA.
Let's calm down.
I love the Beavers. Beavers are going to the tournament this year. Let's go.
Beavers, yeah, we'll see. They might make the tournament. They're playing well right now. But I got to go with Ole Miss. Ole Miss had a great week. They beat Mississippi State. Who's the other team they beat?
Auburn.
Auburn, that's right. They beat Auburn.
Auburn sucks.
Great win for Ole Miss. Moving to the rankings for the first time in like 10 years.
Ole Miss is like the Iowa of this time of the year. Iowa started out the year red hot. Ole Miss will start out red hot, and then they'll falter at the end of the year. I have a feeling.
No, they're a good team.
They're not here to stay.
I'm sold on Ole Miss. They're a good team.
Okay. Well, the Ole Miss coach did coach at Middle Tennessee, so I really shouldn't be talking much about them, but
no talking for you.
Well, I gotta give Kermit Davis, or whatever the heck his name is, credit. But I hope we don't play them in the tournament. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to play them in the tournament. Okay. Let's move into the pick. Alex remains in first place by going 10-8 this week. A great week for me. I'm on the comeback. Been up 5 games this week. Only 9 games back now. What a comeback.
Okay.
Okay, so we have this game right here. Virginia Tech and Virginia. I'll give you an update. What do we have? That game is final. Virginia Tech has defeated Virginia Tech 81-59.
Jesus, give me a heart attack.
Good win for the Cavaliers. I picked Virginia Tech. Everybody else picked Virginia.
Yeah, because Virginia's the better basketball team.
No.
Oh yeah, no, huh?
No, they're not.
They just won by what? They just won by 22 points.
Yeah, at home. That's why.
Oh, Michigan barely beat Western Michigan. Put Virginia number 1. That's ridiculous.
Okay. Marquette at Georgetown. We also already picked this game. It's going on right now. Georgetown leads Marquette 40-37 at half. Mike and I picked Marquette. Luke and Alex picked Georgetown.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. Kansas State at Oklahoma tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on ESPN2.
Yeah, I respect what Kansas State has done after that comeback against West Virginia. They went into Ames and they defeated Iowa State. I gotta go with Kansas State. They got the best coach in the Big 12.
Okay, I also want to give you an update. Notre Dame is beating North Carolina at home at the half, 36-33.
Okay. North Carolina sucks. Terrible win for Michigan. I forgot to mention that. North Carolina has become a terrible win for Michigan.
Yeah, it'll actually hurt them on their resumes.
Exactly. It's the equivalent of our Notre Dame win last year.
Okay, let's calm down.
No, Notre Dame was a top 5 team. We played them. Didn't even make the tournament. Still mad about that. Quadrant 3 win.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma in this game only because they're at home. Kansas State has very much impressed me, though, over the last couple of weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if they won. But my gut says Oklahoma.
Ridiculous. Terrible pick. You're a terrible human being.
Okay. Thursday, 8 o'clock on FS1. Michigan State at Nebraska.
Well, all the Michigan State fans are saying that this is the first game we're going to lose in conference play. Nebraska does give us some nightmares, or does give us some matchup difficulties. They can shoot at every position, but Michigan State will go in there and blow the doors off of Nebraska. Give me Michigan State.
Yeah, it's not going to be a blowout, but I'm going to go with Michigan State. Nebraska just hasn't been consistent enough for me this year to pick them. They've had some letdowns. I don't know if this will be a letdown, but I think Michigan State's a better team. Okay. Moving on. Maryland at Ohio State. This is Friday, 6:30 on FS1.
Yeah, this is the time of year where teams get hot in the Big Ten and then they go on losing streaks. That's what Maryland's going to do. They're going to lose to Ohio State. I got Ohio State winning that game.
Yep, I agree. I'm going with Ohio State only because they're at home. Maryland might be the better team, but I'm going with Ohio State because they're at home. All right, this is Saturday, 12 o'clock. Still don't have a network for this game.
No, it's CBS. Or no, it's ESPN. ESPN.
No, they did not release the network.
Yes, they did.
Yes,
they did.
They did. It's ESPN, 12 o'clock on Saturday. Michigan at Wisconsin. Who you got?
Michigan in a blowout.
Okay. I'm going to go with Michigan, but it will not be a blowout. Wisconsin, good team. Tough place to play.
Yeah. They can't score the basketball. It's kind of hard to win when you can't score the basketball.
You know?
Although I could see Brad Davison go off for 40, but that would be the only way Wisconsin would have a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a bad feeling about this game. I'll go with Michigan, though. They've earned my trust.
If this game is on CBS, I'd be taking Wisconsin, but it's on ESPN. If that makes any sense.
We need to have Adam Amin at this game. He's the best announcer at ESPN.
Well, game day is going to be at Duke, so you know it won't be Jay Billis.
Yeah.
Because Jay Billis announces every Duke game.
That's right, he does. Game day better be at Michigan State both times.
No, it'll probably be at Rutgers, Seton Hall or whatever. Seton Hall.
They will not. They'll be at some crappy ACC team.
They'll be at Virginia Tech, Virginia, like they were last year.
No. What's a crappy ACC team?
Georgia Tech.
Yeah, they'll be at Duke, Georgia Tech. Anybody that plays Duke, that's where they're going.
Wake Forest.
Yeah, Wake Forest, who is about to beat North Carolina State, by the way.
Not a good team. The ACC is a bunch of nobodies right now, and Virginia.
2 minutes left. All right, next game. This one is Saturday, 2 o'clock on Fox.
This is an easy.
Indiana at Purdue.
Yeah,
Big rivalry.
This is an easy one for me. Purdue by 40 points.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm going to go with Indiana in this one.
You're serious.
I believe this is the same reaction I had from you guys last week when I took Syracuse. I could use the Luke logic here, and I could say Indiana's ranked, Purdue's not, so give me Indiana. I'm not going to do that. Indiana, they didn't play hard, as Archie Miller said. The other night, they're going to be motivated from their coach's comments. They're going to come out and blow the doors off Purdue on Saturday. It's going to be a big win for the Hoosiers, and get back on track.
Can you hear me shaking my head? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Purdue is the hottest team in the conference. Their defense has gotten 100% better. And this game is at Mackey. Probably the best home arena besides Indiana. So, this one is not even going to be close.
Illinois, you mean?
No, Illinois is not even in the top 10. They're closer with Penn State. I would put them with the Bryce Jordan Center. We got to do a ranking. I would put Bryce Jordan Center number 1. Anyways, Purdue, better team. Carson Edwards. If Carson Edwards plays the game the way it should be played, not just hook up shots, then Purdue is one of the best teams in the Big Ten. I think they're the 4th best team in the Big Ten right now. I put Maryland 5.
All right. Mike's 2 favorite teams in this one. 4 o'clock ESPN on Saturday, Kentucky at Auburn.
Can I pick nobody in this game? They both suck. But I have to go with Auburn because they're at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kentucky. I just have more trust in Kentucky to win a big game. Obviously, blue blood. Auburn's a football school, and I would really like to pick the Jarrett Stidham effect in this game. But I can't do it because Kentucky, I just trust them more at this point.
Oh, who's the Kentucky quarterback? What's his name?
I don't know.
The Terry Wilson effect.
Oh, boy. Okay, that's enough. We're moving on. Saturday, 6 o'clock at ESPN. This is probably the game of the week. Virginia at Duke.
Well, we thought Virginia Tech was the game of the week, and then that happened.
Yeah, nobody ever said that.
Duke would need to play the best game of the season. I don't think Duke's very good, to be honest with you. They have Zion, who's really good. They have R.J. Barrett, who went 7 for 35 from the field last game. My gosh. And they have a bunch of unathletic white guys who can't do anything. So, give me Virginia by 20 points.
Yeah, no. I'm going to go... Oh, hold on. Let's look at the stat line from last night's Duke game. R.J. Barrett was 4 for 17 shooting 3.
Yeah, he's awful.
He almost had a triple-double, though.
Oh, okay. What is that? That's the card. What is that? The Trae Young triple-double? 40 shots?
He was 1 assist away.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with Duke in this game, only because I don't think they're going to lose 2 games in the same week. I don't see that happening. They're at home, too. So,
no. They're just not a good basketball team.
I don't know about that. Let's calm down.
I saw them suck against Syracuse. They're not a good basketball team. Jack White sucks. That McConnell kid sucks. They have 4 good players on the entire roster. 2 of them are hurt right now. You got Zion in that center who's pretty good. That's about it.
Oh, Barrett's not good?
Yeah, Barrett's okay. But, the others suck.
Okay, alright, let's move on. Same time
What
on
the
Saturday.
heck? What is this?
What?
What games are you putting on here? My gosh.
Texas Tech at Baylor. This is a good game.
Yeah, Baylor's rebuilding year for Baylor. Give me Texas Tech.
I'm going to go with Baylor here. Baylor, their arena has proved to be one of the toughest arenas to play in all the country.
Yeah, for women's college basketball.
What?
Yeah, for women's college basketball. Yeah, it's a great arena.
Nope, they're a basketball school. And, Baylor, they're a fringe tournament team. Texas Tech is rolling right now. They're due for a loss. Football schools just don't reel off wins like Texas Tech is doing right now, so they're due for a loss. That's why I'm picking Baylor.
Okay. That's just ridiculous.
All right. Oh, here we go. 8 o'clock on Longhorn Network on Saturday. Oklahoma, Texas, a little Red River Showdown basketball.
I'm gonna use some Chris logic here. I'm gonna take Texas because we beat them.
Oh, that's a good pick. That is a very good pick. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma because Texas sucks.
No, Texas is a tournament team.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Texas is awful. They're awful.
They'll be a 10 seed like they are every year.
No, Texas is not good.
No, they're a good team. Kerwin Roach is a really good player.
Okay. Okay. This is next Monday, 6:30 on FS1. Maryland at Michigan State.
Yeah, well, Battle of the M's here. Cassius Winston versus Anthony Cowan Jr. Anthony Cowan's probably the second best point guard in the Big Ten right now. Behind Cassius Winston. Xavier Simpson sits at 14th in the Big Ten point guards.
Yeah, I'll put Xavier Simpson number 2 behind Cassius Winston.
That's ridiculous. He's just not very good. But anyways, I'm going to take Michigan State in a semi-close one. I think they'll pull away at the end and win by 17, 18 points, similar to the Purdue game. But they just have too much. And hopefully Langford will be back by this game. So,
yeah, I completely agree. Michigan State has too much. I agree. They'll pull away at the end. Give me the Spartans. All right, last game here. This is a big one. It's Monday, 7 o'clock on ESPN, Virginia Tech and North Carolina.
Jesus. I don't know who to pick here. I'll go with North Carolina because they're at home, but it doesn't seem to be a home court advantage for them.
Yeah, I'm torn here. This is 2 teams that I really like. Virginia Tech, I believe, is the biggest national title contender in
No,
the conference.
Virginia Tech is the biggest fraud in America. That's who they are.
No, they're not.
They lost!
One of the best.
They lost at the Bryce Jordan Center. They should be thrown out of the ACC.
They have one of the better coaches in the country, Buzz Williams.
I agree he's a good coach, but his team is a fraud. They've not beaten
No,
a single
they're
good
not.
team. They've not beaten anybody good.
They're not a fraud. They had a tough loss tonight. I really don't
Tough
want to
loss.
pick against them to lose twice this week.
They got blown off the floor.
No, it was a close game. But I'm going to have to go with North Carolina because Michigan played them.
Oh, North Carolina's turned into a terrible, terrible win for Michigan.
No,
Terrible.
they'll pull away from Notre Dame. They'll beat Notre Dame, which is a good win. And, hopefully they'll beat Virginia Tech. And it'll be a better win for Michigan.
Look, my top 3 frauds, I got Virginia Tech number 1, Michigan number 2, Duke number 3.
Well, okay. That's just ridiculous.
No. Virginia Tech, okay.
Imagine Michigan. Can you believe that, folks? If Michigan beats Wisconsin and Duke beats Virginia, both things.
Duke is not beating Virginia. Duke is not beating Virginia.
According to the betting people, the sports line people, making the lines in the game, this is what's supposed to happen. If what's supposed to happen happens, the team that is number 2 in their state gets no recruits will be the number 1 ranked team in the country. Can you
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to end it there. That's ridiculous. In fact, Michigan State gets no recruits. Michigan had a better class than we did this year.
That is ridiculous. This is the first time ever actually in recorded history that Michigan has had a better class than Michigan State.
That's just not true. They have a bunch of 5-stars on that team. Charles Matthews, 5-star recruit.
Charles Matthews is a transfer.
Doesn't matter. Still a 5-star transfer. That's a recruit. That's a recruit as far as I'm concerned. Brazadinkus, that's the highest of any of the 2 schools. Our highest recruit was Foster Lawyer. You see how Foster Lawyer's played this year.
Do you believe, how is the irony in this? Charles Matthews transfers from Kentucky. Michigan is a far better team than Kentucky. Unbelievable.
Yeah. They have a better
What
coach.
mistakes that John Calipari made letting Charles Matthews walk.
Well, John Calipari might be the worst coach. He might be the worst coach in the NCAA history. He's a great recruiter, but the worst coach I've ever seen. He's awful.
Yeah, I agree.
Although Luke thinks he's the best coach in America. But
That is true. We have some breaking news. Wake Forest has defeated NC State. Another reason why the North Carolina went for Michigan is just not looking great right now.
oh yeah, what a win for
North Carolina
Wake.
needs to win this game against Notre Dame. I am going to be very angry if they lose to Notre Dame.
Well, I really hope they do. Just so that Michigan's resume will take a dive. Wins over Providence isn't doing well. The only win that's doing well for Michigan is South Carolina.
Oh, please. Providence is a tournament team.
Oh, no, they're not. That's ridiculous. And
We were
look
very
at back.
close to picking a Providence game. We almost picked Providence Seton Hall. By the way, Providence defeated Seton Hall tonight, 72-63. Providence is a tournament team.
That's a good win, but they still got to keep winning. They got to keep winning.
Well, they're 11-6.
Well, they got to be 11-7 in conference play to get in.
They travel to Marquette on Sunday. We should have picked that game.
South Carolina deserves to get in more than they do.
That's ridiculous.
Even though
Providence is nasty. Ed Cooley's a top 3 coach in the country.
although South Carolina did lose at Wyoming earlier this year.
Yeah, Wyoming's a tough team. They're a very good basketball team.
Yeah, just like Western Michigan. How can you?
Yeah, that's right. Western Michigan's a good team.
Just like Oakland. Oakland's the best team in the Horizon League this year.
No, Oakland is not good.
That's ridiculous. That's absurd.
Okay.
You don't watch basketball. How do you say that about Oakland?
No, you're right. Don't watch Horizon League basketball. You're right.
What, you didn't watch that Northern Kentucky Wright State game that was on ESPN2 the other day?
No, I do watch Detroit Mercy games, though, because they're a big rival of Michigan. They are probably the best team in the Horizon League, if I had to say so myself.
No, I gotta go
Okay.
Northern. I gotta go with Oakland because we beat them.
Well, I'll go with Detroit Mercy because we beat them last year.
Okay.
Okay. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week and Go Tar Heels. Go Duke. And go Michigan. The road to the number one
You
ranked
can't
team in the
say
country.
you can't say go
Starts
Duke
on
and then
Saturday.
go. You can't say go Duke and then go Carolina in the same sentence.
Well, that's what I'm rooting for this week. I need them both to win.
Okay.
All
Ridiculous.
right, thank you for watching.
Absurd.